Welcome to our video, The Surprising Speed of Ice Loss and Its Global Impacts. In this episode, we delve into the alarming rate at which ice shelves are disintegrating and explore the underlying factors, such as greenhouse gases, driving this phenomenon. From the effects on marine ecosystems to rising sea levels and their implications for coastal communities, we will uncover the far-reaching consequences of ice loss. Join us as we discuss the socio-economic repercussions and the urgent need for policy interventions to address this critical global issue. 1. The alarming rate of ice shelf disintegration. In recent years, the rate at which ice shelves are disintegrating has caught the attention of scientists worldwide. Satellite imagery reveals that large ice sheets, once thought to be stable, are fracturing and melting at surprising speeds. Unlike the gradual processes we learned about in school, the current rate of ice loss is a stark reminder of how dynamic our planet's climate can be. Factors such as warmer ocean temperatures and increasing air temperatures contribute to this accelerated breakdown. For example, the West Antarctic ice sheet is melting at a rate 3 times as fast as it did in the 1990s. As ice shelves break apart, they not only contribute to rising sea levels but also affect the overall stability of the surrounding ice masses. This domino effect is an alarming scenario for scientists who study climate patterns and ocean dynamics. 2. The role of greenhouse gases in accelerating ice melt. Greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide and methane, are like invisible blankets wrapped around the Earth. They trap heat within our atmosphere, leading to increased temperatures. When we burn fossil fuels or engage in activities that release these gases, we exacerbate the problem. As atmospheric temperatures rise, so does the temperature of the ocean. Warmer oceans can accelerate the melting of underwater ice formations and lead to further disintegration of ice shelves. Small, seemingly harmless individual actions, like using plastic or driving a gasoline-powered vehicle, build up to create a much larger problem. It's a bit like putting one bean in a jar every time you find one in your pocket. Eventually, the jar overflows, creating a mess that's hard to clean up. 3. Impacts on marine life. Marine ecosystems are incredibly sensitive to changes in their environment. As ice melts, fresh water is introduced to the salty ocean, affecting the delicate balance of marine habitats. Species such as krill, which depend on sea ice for their life cycle, face increased challenges. These tiny creatures form the foundation of the marine food chain, so any disruption to their life cycle can have trickle-up effects. As the base of the food web struggles, larger species such as penguins, seals, and even whales may experience food shortages. Imagine a domino chain, where nudging one piece creates cascading effects throughout the system. That's what's happening in our oceans as ice melts. 4. Rise in sea levels and coastal impacts. An increase in sea levels is perhaps one of the most immediate concerns linked to ice loss. Coastal communities are at the forefront of experiencing these impacts. Cities like Miami, with their networks of canals and low-lying land, find themselves battling the rising tides more frequently than ever. Flooding, once a rare occurrence, is quickly becoming the norm. The economic implications are significant. Insurance costs, infrastructure repairs, and real estate losses all add up. Inhabitants of these regions might find themselves facing tough choices, similar to being forced to move your family and entire household from a town constantly threatened by natural disasters. 5. Influence on global weather patterns. Ice plays a vital role in regulating our planet's climate. When the ice sheets reflect sunlight, they help moderate global temperatures. But as they're worn away, not only does less sunlight get reflected, but more warm ocean waters are exposed. It's a bit like when you plant a tree in a hot field. Initially, the shade keeps the area cooler, but if the tree is removed, suddenly there's nothing to temper the sun's harsh rays. Without these natural moderators, weather patterns can become erratic. We may experience more frequent and intense storms, unpredictable rainfall patterns, and prolonged droughts. These ecological shifts can have lasting effects on agriculture, water resources, and daily life. 6. Socioeconomic repercussions. the rapid melting of ice affects not just the environment but also the social and economic fabric of our society. For instance, indigenous communities, who have lived harmonically with the rhythm of icy regions for generations, find their way of life disrupted. Economic activities such as fishing and tourism, which often rely on stable ice conditions, may also suffer. Governments might need to allocate more funds to address these challenges, leading to potential economic strains. Furthermore, job losses in sectors like fishing and tourism could lead to increased unemployment rates. Trying to balance these socio-economic shifts is like attempting to rebalance an uneven load on a shaky table. 7. Melting ice and the global freshwater supply. A lesser-known but still crucial impact of ice melt is on the global freshwater supply. Many communities depend on glacial runoff for their water needs, especially in arid regions where other water sources are scarce. As glaciers recede, these communities may encounter water shortages, leading to conflicts and migrations. The historical villages that have thrived by freshwater lakes fed by glacial melt might find themselves high and dry. It is akin to drawing from a well that slowly runs dry over time, and once it's gone, it's not easy to refill. Ensuring sustainable water resources becomes a pressing concern for policymakers and environmentalists alike. 8. The critical need for policy interventions. Finally, addressing challenges associated with ice loss requires comprehensive policy interventions. Governments globally need to implement emission controls and incentivize alternative, sustainable energy sources. Policy interventions should focus on reducing our reliance on fossil fuels, protecting vulnerable communities, and preserving our planet's delicate ecosystems. International cooperation and collaboration become vital, as climate issues transcend national boundaries. While individual actions matter, collective efforts from the top down create the larger wave needed to tackle this colossal issue. Imagine a tug of war. When each side pulls together, enormous challenges can potentially be overcome. However, time is of the essence, so acting now is more crucial than ever.